I have been looking for a reason to use this stamp and die set. It's called Help Me Grow, and it's all about gardening. There's pots and plants and garden tools. It's so cute. So I went and found some photos that I could use to this for embellishing. And this is kind of like early season gardening. I was planting some onions, and then we've got some like sugar snap peas. There's a little picture of the onion starts, cabbages. So it's not like a summer garden, it's more like your early, winter, early spring type garden. There's me planting, and then, of course, my little garden buddy Dave hanging out with me. He enjoys being in the garden all year long whenever I'm out there. He follows me around. He's super cute. So I've been wanting to use my paper here, Cute as a Bug, and I am thinking this is going to look nice. We have the little just kind of gardeny type elements, right? I don't want to use my mushroom paper. That's all I have left, and I have a different idea for that one. So we can roll that out. And I feel like the berries are pretty summery. We might accent with some of that. I know, I should say, I want to use this one. I might cut out some of the little bugs there. And then I might use this one here. We could possibly bring in these tiny little flowers because we do get little flowers in spring. And I just don't want it to feel like super summery necessarily. And then I also have some wood grain. This is the wood grain Wonder paper. It's like a nice little, just fine wood grain type of paper. So I'm thinking the dark brown will look nice. So I've got an idea for this layout already. Let me clear these out of the way. I wish I had more of that mushroom paper. It is just by far my favorite in the pack, and I could use several sheets of that. So I know I want to use these papers, but we will start with a foundation of white cardstock for our base. So I've got 2 sheets of white willow. And what I'm thinking is this fern paper at the top with the weight of this and on the bottom and then running across the layout here. So for my photo placement, I am isn't that cute? Little snap peas. My mother-in-law painted that little sign. So what I am thinking for my photo configuration is something like this. I could move this photo up. I could keep it on the same plane. We could stagger them. I kind of like that. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and cut these papers down. Now I'm going to give you the measurements for what is actually showing in the end result. So my green pattern paper is 11.5 inches wide. There's going to be 5 inches in height showing. My wood grain early espresso paper is 11.5 inches, and I'm going to have about 2 inches showing. Right now, they are 2 1/4. And now I want something in the middle. So I have this pattern paper here, and I don't want to use the bugs. I also have this one. I am liking the idea of bringing in this peachy tone because I want to make terracotta pots, which is going to bring in a deeper version. Plus, my hair, the T-post is kind of a copper clay color. Dave's got some peachy tones going on, and I think it will end up looking nice. So see how that's too much green and too much pattern going on. I also have a couple strips of just petal peach cardstock that might give your eye a nice landing spot and a great place to build up a bunch of embellishment clusters. So I'm going to go with that for now. The petal pink cardstock is 12 inches wide by 3 inches tall. Let's bring our photos back in here and let it develop. I kind of feel like that kind of gives it a pop of color too. Otherwise, it'd be a very dark layout. But you see, I'm wearing blue in both of these pictures, and I love blue and orange. So I've grabbed some Misty Moonlight, and I really like that. But I need to tie it into the paper somehow so it's not so random. I do have this one here with these little springy flowers. It's from the Made with Sweetness paper collection. I've got a layout featuring this paper collection coming out very soon. It's so cute. But I like the little flowers. It has green in it, so it ties in. And the flower centers kind of match that petal pink paper as well. They're kind of a yellowy color, but it looks very similar to the eye when they're next to each other. So let's bump these down, slide this in. Those are 12 inches by 1 inch. And again, this is going to allow me to bring in blue and have it make sense and not just be some random pop of color on the mats. So I think this is going to work. I keep going back and forth on that petal pink cardstock, like maybe I want to ditch it for a little white wood grain or something, but I've got a vision. I think it's going to work. We're going to trust the process. So I am going to add a little vignette, a halo of color, if you will. I've got a piece of scratch paper to kind of blot off my blending brush, and I'm using petal pink ink for a tone on tone. So I think that's looking pretty good. And what I mean by like a vignette is we're darkening the corners and just coming in around the edge of the cardstock for just a soft layering of color. You know, typically I just ink up the edges, so this is one step up from that, and I think it's going to add a lot of interest to this piece. Now, when it dries, it's going to dry back and be a little bit lighter and look a little bit more blended. I'm not doing the piece in the center so that they can be connected, and I've gone ahead and done the other side. So I'm adding this focal photo on Misty Moonlight as well as this one. And then I have a piece to map my 3 by 3 squares all together here in my center column. I think I am ready to move on to the fun embellishing part of the layout. So I've gone ahead and die cut a bunch of shapes. We've got leaves and terracotta pots. These are the cutest. So there's a slit in the saucer, so this tucks in, and there's a slit in the top of the pot where you can tuck the plants and slide them in. There's two different leaf types here. And I think I love it. I'm geeking out over this. That is that leaf. This is this leaf. I've gone, the darker is Mossy Meadow, the lighter is Old Olive, and you can just tuck them right into the pot there. That is so adorable. I love it. It is the cutest. So for my pots, I wanted the terracotta look. I have a color right here called copper clay. This is a retired color. So I'm going to use this little finger dauber and add some shading to the pots with the tone on tone. Now, if you don't have copper clay, you can use pecan pie or even Cajun craze. Lots of different colors would work for these terracotta pots. So I'm just using the foam dauber because this is a small area and it gives me more control. The blending brush is great for big jobs like blending through stencils, blending on the background. But for little jobs where you want just, specific shading, these little foam finger daubers work really well. It's actually a common question that comes up, which ink blending method I prefer, and it just depends on the technique you are doing. I think they all have their place. See how that shading just really brings that pot to life there? That is so cute. Now, on my Storybook Life collection, I used a bunch of pots and I had some kind of tipped over. And I know Dorothy from Scrapbooking Quebec has done a couple layouts using these. They're adorable. If you've not watched her videos yet, she's got some great ideas, and that was my sister-in-law, Anna. She's doing a baby layout with a little orange fox, and she wanted to know if the cardstock would match her project. Too funny. So I've gone ahead and repeated the process with several of the other pots, adding the ink blending to the edge. And what I'm thinking is creating a trio of embellishments, maybe kind of like this. In this die set, there is this edge that cuts soil and you can make it continuous. So I just have a piece here and I thought it'd be really cute. Dorothy had it kind of spilling out of the pot and I thought, you know what, that's adorable. Maybe I can mimic that. So I want this underneath my little floral springy flower pattern paper here, going kind of in a downward slope, like it's a pile mounted up in the middle. So we kind of want it angled down and then we can have it coming out from the pot. But I want my pot lower, so I don't know. I could finagle that, but like it's tipped over and all the soil spilt out. But I have an idea and I need more room, so I actually want this a bit lower. So we'll revisit that when we come back to this embellishment cluster later. And we'll just leave it like dry fit there for now so we can kind of think about it. I have prepped some other items as well from this same set. This set is loaded. It's got all the goodies. So that you do have the coordinating stamp set and you can decorate the handle and then you have all these coordinating stamps for an alternative look or you can just use the dies. So this is like a little, sign plant marker. You've got the outside and the inside, so I've layered that. And then the shovel here, you can see I've die cut the tools. So here's the shovel, the little fork, and then a pair of pruning shears. Aren't those cool? So I use the same paper for the handles and then this lunar luster paper for the tools. It is perfect for anything metal like these gardening tools or silverware, anything like that. It's really cute. So you can see that there's the shovel die. And then for the little fork here, you have that. And then you have the handle. So again, I just use the wooden pattern paper here for my handles. And then for the pruning shears, you have these to cut the, or this is what I use to cut the blades. So there's also the outlines and the stamp. So I like that you can do different looks there. And then the flowers, there's several little floral clusters and they're all stuck together. So that's going to be really easy for adhering down. And I'm thinking this is a fantastic way to bring the flowers from the pattern paper up to the rest of the layout. This set makes me so happy. There are other flowers here. And in fact, I have a card from my team member, Linda, sent me this birthday card and used this set. So there's an example of some of the other flowers and how Linda has used it. It's so cute. Thanks for the happy mail, Linda. I just love that card. And now we just want to recreate some of the, plants like in the pots over in the other embellishment clusters. I'm going to bring in a few other items as well from the Cute as a Bug collection. So this is a bigger item. I'm thinking we'll put the little pruning shears down here. And then we have, I kind of wrap this up around the photo. I love to frame in the corner of my photos. So, and then the little plant stakes, I've got an idea for these too on what to stamp on these. I think it's going to work. I think I have a font in my stash that is small enough for these that I can actually spell out the different vegetables that I'm planting. So for these, I'm envisioning them kind of hanging from the top of the page and I'm going to put a little twine in those. That's why I needed a little bit more room in that area. And then we could put our little stake over here, maybe here, tucking underneath that paper. Or, I mean, that's cute. We could also go into the soil layer right here. It's almost time to start our plants for our summer garden. We buy some from the store, but we also start seeds. My mother-in-law does a lot of the seed work and gets those little guys started and nurtures them until they're ready to transplant into the garden. And it's so nice having help, right? It's a shared garden, so I really am grateful for that. I've collected a few more stamp sets. I've got this one made with sweetness and lovely day in the garden. That would be an excellent title. So that's an idea. But I also pulled this one. I love these days. And then there's little snippets of joy. This is the die set. So I just kind of grabbed some things. Gardening for me is definitely little snippets of joy. But I have a fun idea that I want to build up on this circle from the Spotlight with Nature, on Nature circle die. So what I'm thinking is using this in the garden stamp from Made with Sweetness. And instead of lovely day in the garden, I am going to spell out, I've got this one here, a little dirt never hurt, but I'm just using a little dirt. And then we're going to fill in with die cuts in the center if it fits. I'm really hoping it's going to fit. Therapy. So my title is going to be A Little Dirt Therapy in the Garden. So I'll just use part of that stamp set. And then my alphabet a la mode for the word therapy. So, moment of truth here. I think it's going to fit. What I love about this alpha is it's tall, but it's skinny. So you can get a nice impact, but still fit a longer word. And of course, the actual die cut letters will be a little bit smaller footprint than the dies. Let's scooch this off to the side and start putting our title together. And I don't share this tool enough. This is the craft catcher. It's like a dustpan. It just lines up with the edge of your glass mat. You can sweep things into it. So what I want to do, I did die cut therapy from cardstock. And I think what I should do first is actually stamp in the garden. That's going to give me a straight line and I can easily line up the word therapy. So, oops, I got a stamp left over in there. Put that away. I'm going to use my stamp positioner just to make sure I get perfect placement. And the grid lines on the door help me to ensure that that is straight across there. I'm using Misty Moonlight for my wordy bits or my stamped image there. And then again, I cut the same color copper clay from the pots for therapy. I think this is going to look really, really cute. I'm kind of excited about it. Do you get excited about some of your layouts? It's so fun when you're just really inspired and everything's coming together quite nicely. You can always do a little stamp surgery to get more use out of your stamps, but this one is spaced out enough I can just mask off the area I don't want. So I've got it attached to the Misty door and I'm using a Post-it note. Ah, that is the wrong side, almost masked off the wrong side. So we're inking it up, remove our mask, and then we can stamp a little dirt. We're eliminating the never hurt part of the stamped phrase there. Repeat the process so it's nice and dark. And there you have it, a little dirt therapy in the garden. I'm scrapbooking with my sister-in-law, Anna, and she actually helped me come up with this title, and I really love it. So that is going to sit right there in that open space and overlap the photos just a bit there. I kinda got a little aggressive pulling this out of the die and it ripped, but, you can use it anyway, just tuck it down and no one will ever know, and it kinda worked out perfectly because I don't have a lot of clearance at the top of the page there, so I needed a shorter little plant anyway. Now I wanna bring in more peach, so what I did is I pulled out from the pattern paper, I die cut some of these bugs. So my caterpillar's peach, and I can kinda bring that color up. I keep saying peach, it's petal pink. It looks peach to me. And then I have a roly-poly reading a book. We've got a ladybug, and this little guy I think might look cute over the pots there. And then this little praying mantis is holding a bouquet of peach flowers, but he just fades into the background. So we need to help him stand out. I'm going to put the ladybug over here in the pot. And what I can do is bring a more of that petal pink up to the top with a circle. So what if we, I think it's too big. If we try tucking it under and hiding some of it, it's okay. I don't really like it though. It just feels off to me. What if we cut a smaller circle from our spotlight with nature? It's still big enough for the bug. And I just don't like it. It just looks kind of weird. Normally, I like bringing the circle over because the title's in a circle, but it just looks off to me. So when in doubt, add a tag. I cut a tag shape from the cardstock there, and I think that looks much better. I flipped through my country collection stamps. This one says locally grown. This is a retired set from close to my heart called Locally Grown. I thought that was perfect because it doesn't get more locally grown than your backyard, right? So let's see if this will fit on this tag. And oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. I'll go ahead and stamp that here in a moment off camera. And then let's bring in more of these flowers. Again, these total, it's not even the same collection, but they match the paper from Made with Sweetness perfectly. And that brings those flowers elsewhere. Now it's time to stamp on our little garden stakes. So I was right. I thought I had a really tiny type, and that's what this stamp set is called. Again, this is retired. It's from my stash and it's got this little alpha. So I'm going to stamp out the word onions. I won't make you watch me stamping on both of them. I've got a little black ink here, and then we'll just stamp out the word onions. So if you have some stamp sets with little wordy bits, you could definitely just stamp a little fun something something on these tags, or you could put the date, or you can just handwrite it. I always like the look of stamps better, and it's kind of fun to have it irregular because it almost looks like a typewriter when it's off a little bit. So I didn't get that centered very well, so I fixed it and then I stamped cabbage on this one over here next to the cabbage plants. And then I've got a butterfly I cut out, and then I want more soil. And then you'll look at my little roly-poly. I tucked him inside of the pot. I wanted something coming out inside of that from inside of that pot, and I'll hold it up so you can see it here in just a moment. But there is, I added some twine to my little garden trowel, and I love how the stamping turned out. There's Dave, so happy. Little dirt therapy in the garden. And then I added some twine to the tools over there. But there's that little roly-poly bug in the pot there. I thought he's cute, kind of resting there enjoying a good book. And yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed playing with these garden elements. If you are looking for more inspiration, go ahead and click this video right here on the right. And everything I have used is listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Happy crafting. I'll see you soon.